Okay, this one's on time. It's Sunday. Let's see. We've had vaccine is officially being shipped as I speak. That's a good thing. I'm worried mostly that politics and bullshit will get involved, and then since that we still have the asshole in the office, he might try to screw things up a little bit. He can't make himself look any worse than he already has. That's the thing that fascinates me. I'm sitting here and I'm reading these stories of all these people that think the election was stolen, and what's the difference between the Republicans screaming that it was stolen and the Democrats saying 20 years ago that the election was stolen? And it might really have been back then. We don't know. Florida is, convinced me that it's probably one of the most politically corrupt states in the country. Maybe one of the most politically corrupt states in the world. So I have no, knowledge of what's going to go on there. I think it's what's going on now with the fat boy trying to get his people up and getting them angry, and most of those people aren't that well educated looking. I mean, they might be, but they sure don't walk around, and act like they're educated. They act like a bunch of thugs and idiots. If you don't believe in the process, leave the country. You can go someplace else. You don't have to stay here and suffer through these insults, these perceived insults that you're dealing with. Get out. You're more than willing to tell the blacks to go back to Africa. Well, you guys can go back to Europe or wherever the hell else you came from. We don't need this. Certain things have survived over the years, and they absolutely surprise me. Racism, the segregation or apartheid policies, Nazism, these things all survived, and there's absolutely no reason for them to survive. This isn't, how do you put this? This isn't doing anybody any good. I mean, they never did any good. I mean, are you people so blind to the situation that you don't look for the good in things? You look only for the bad in things, and that's what you support. You can't support good, I mean, at this point in time, with what's going on in this country, I think Biden should be welcomed. I don't think you should sit around and scream that they stole the election from you. I mean, I don't see how that does anybody any good. But then again, like I said, I don't think you people want good. I think you want chaos. You want to live in chaos. I know Trump does. He loves chaos, because then he can pull all the shady deals he wants and nobody's paying attention to him. I don't know what's going to happen after the inauguration. I'm not sure how much stuff they'll try and recover from Trump if he steals it. Which he might. If he doesn't, his family will. Those Kushners and whatnot. They're worse than he is. They have no lives of their own. People say that Ivanka will run for president in 2024. And based upon the Trump loyalists that you see, there's a chance she could win. And that would even be worse, because then you'd have some really stupid person. Wouldn't just have an arrogant, dumb person. You'd have an arrogant, stupid bitch. She would. Kamala Harris is the one I think will be running in 2024. I don't think Biden's going to be up for it. I think he could. If he hadn't run this year, he could run in 2024. But being president for 4 years in the situation that we're going into, I've seen guys go in there with full heads of hair, come out balding and gray. That job screws you up more than any other job in the world. There's more stress there, and people don't think there is, but there's more stress there not being able to say the truth is part of is probably the most stressful thing. You can't really, sometimes you really can't tell people what's going on, you know. Trump just lost his mind a little bit. That's really all that happened to him. You know, he's not anything. He's a useless piece of crap, you know. And I'm glad he's gone, and I hope he goes to jail. I hope he gets what's coming to him, you know. And that's not adoration and accolades and whatnot. I think that's prison time and huge fines, you know, if they can find the money. You know, you have rich people out there that try to use their money for some good every once in a while. I don't care about their motives. I mean, their motives are not altruistic. Their motives are tax breaks or whatever, but they do try, and they do give money. I mean, you have Bill Gates, Bezos, a few of the others that are out there, you know, that try to use their money to do something good, and of course in the process raise their public profile, get people to buy more of their products or whatever. I mean, there's a method to their madness, you know, but that's, so what? So long as something's going for good. The Trumps doesn't want to give money. He wants to take money. I think I mentioned this last time that he uses these super PACs, which is what, a super political action committee. They get money donated to them, and under the law, he doesn't have to use that all for political purposes. He can use some of that to pay down his debt, and he has a lot of debt. And you know, it's because he's stupid. I mean, he's not the deal maker everybody thinks he is. I mean, that was obvious when he started talking to the North Koreans. I mean, the North Koreans are experts in manipulation. They may not have invented, but they, what's the term, mastered or took it to another level, brainwashing and manipulation. They're very good at that. So are the Chinese, the Vietnamese, all those, the Asian people just seem to be very good at that. I guess they've been bullshitting people for more years than we've been around, so that's probably why they're so good at it. So he couldn't make a deal with him, and any deal he made, they would just walk quietly away from it in the background and do whatever the hell they wanted to. Just like Iran has done with Bush and Obama and everybody else that talks to them. That's Americans have this thing that, you know, we're smarter than everybody else. We can go in there and do this and do that, and you know, you can't. These people are smarter than you. These people have been around for much, much longer than we have. You know, we're quite possibly the descendants of a lot of these people. So, you know, getting something done from them is next to impossible. I mean, that's part of the problems that face Biden. You know, he's going to get slammed with a lot of things at one time, and he's got the virus to worry about. Now, from what I've read of what people's opinions are, both Republican and Democrats, those that have, you know, some sort of composure about them, he's picking good people. If the Senate needs to be either completely balanced so that Kamala Harris can break the tie, or it has to be in the Democrats' favor. Otherwise, you really have got a president. You've got Mitch the bitch in place. You know. Now, supposedly the Biden and Mitch can make deals. You know, I would have much preferred if it was John McCain. Then I know that deals could be made and things could get done. But let's assume that Obama's able to get the people he wants in the positions he wants. And you can get rid of these people that don't know shit. You know, I mean, you never mind the fact that they're Republicans. That doesn't bother me one way or the other. You know, it's the fact that these people don't know shit. You know, they're dangerous people. They don't believe in science. They don't believe in this. They don't believe in that. They're scary people. All right, so if they're out of there and Biden can put in some good people, whether or not that he can delegate some authority to, then maybe we can get some things done in the next 4 years. He can't walk in. I think a lot of people think he can walk in and just sit down and write a bunch of proclamations to do away with everything that the Trumpster did in his proclamations, and that's not true. That in some instances that might cause more confusion and harm than good. It's just going to be a process to undo some of the things that have been done. There has to be you have to replace a lot of people, but when you replace people, it's like you're replacing them for 4 years. And personally, I don't want a job that, I see that with the people down here. I don't know what you know about Colombia. Colombia has a lot of contracts. You go in, you get a job, you get a contract for a year. Assuming that your politicians are still in place the following year, your job's pretty well set. But unless you're exceptional, truly exceptional, you're going to have to reapply for that job every year. And even the exceptional ones have to reapply. What you're not so worried about is a lot of times that somebody will come in that is as smart as you or as good as you, but somebody that will come in that's younger than you and will work cheaper. And that can happen, especially down here. And it's a similar situation in politics. You get a job as a political appointee, the odds of you staying there more than 4 years, I think that's why a lot of them steal. Because they're looking out for their future, because they know 4 years from now they're not going to have a job. There's a strong possibility they may not have a job. You had all Obama's people basically looking for work the day he left office. And you definitely know that all the people that Trump has in there are going to be looking for work. I don't care if they're political appointees or not. He has the power. Biden has the power to fire a lot of people, so especially in the cabinet. So you're going to just see these people who are out looking for work. And the problem they have is that a good portion of them are unemployable. They're so stupid. They can't work in the fields that they were trained to work in. So don't know what's going to happen. But I don't really care about them either. What I'm saying basically is that it's going to be a long process to get the country back to where it belongs. I'm not sure I'll be around that long. Everybody says, "Oh, you're really healthy. You look good. How do you feel?" Well, I feel like shit every day. Like I said, my mind wanders. I've been trying to write a book for the last 5 years, and I can't. I don't have the attention span anymore. I work on projects. You can see a couple of them behind me. As soon as I figure out how to get the transfer from my tablet to the computer, I'll put up the video, show you everything that's going on in my office here, all the stuff that I've done and that I do on a regular basis. But my day's broken up. I have 3 hours a day dedicated to walking my dog, or my friend, I should say, Antonia. And I want to get her up here. I want you to see her, but I tried putting her up here on my lap and whatnot, and that didn't work out too good because she crushed my balls. She's not a lightweight. She's overweight, and we can't get her to lose weight. We cut her food, we cut her snacks, we give her fruit, carrots, vegetables, whatever. Don't make any difference. She'll go outside and eat 6 pounds of grass. But I want to get. These are things I want to do. I want to show you what I do. But I said, I'm getting older, and I realize that my mind so far is pretty good. I have a tendency to hang out with young people and have I love to talk to young people because you learn. I think I think you have a lot of people in government that look at young people and say, what the hell do they know? Well, maybe nothing, but they have opinions. And those opinions could be facts in a few years. You never know. Especially in science and in arts and whatnot, what young people think is important. So if you keep seeing me like burping and whatnot, I have a very my stomach's been bothering me all day. Got a lot of gas. I've had some other problems we won't discuss, but yeah. So I'm not being rude or anything. I just can't help myself right at the moment, and I'm gonna get out of here in a couple seconds anyhow. I'm going to try, and what I'm trying to do, and I have a lot of rush to do this, is I want to get to 50 videos before the video, in this series of videos before the end of the year. This is 37, so I've got 13 more to do. And, we'll discuss, I hope to do some short ones where I just discuss specific subjects, like what happened that day or whatnot, just to fill up, to get to the 50. I know I have problems when I'm trying to communicate with you, that I go off topic sometimes, but it's that I have so many things in my head and I'm trying to get out, and that's what makes writing so difficult for me sometimes. I when I write my blog, it's the same thing. It's not one topic, it's 6 topics. All right, let me get out of here. It's a Sunday. Go watch some football. Go do whatever you can. Hopefully in a few weeks I'll be telling you to go on a picnic with your kids, and everything will start to get back to normal again. All right, everybody take care. Bye.